Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Masculine read for you today. I felt like doing a Divine Masculine today, so that's what I'm going to do. And just a few things about the energies for today, and then we'll get right into it. It is May 13th, 2019. 13, of course, is the Death card. It's all about transition, transformation, and change. And the day adds up to 30, which is the Four of Wands, which is that union card, but it's really a home. Can be a business as well, but it's about, wedding and celebrations and stability, the structure of home. I noticed the other day, actually, on May 10th, I had done a read just for myself, and it was at 2:02 that day, and 4 8s came up, 8888, 2 queens, and the Knight of Cups. And then at 5:17 that day on the 10th, my mail came up to 11117. And When in Rome came up that day, as well as then the next day on 5:12 in the before I went to bed, it was like 1:30 in the morning. I smelled dirt like in a graveyard. So if that came up for anyone, let me know. Also, then I watched the movie yesterday was Just Friends, which I've seen before a long time ago, but I couldn't remember if I did or not. So that was kind of fun to watch. And something else that came up then today with the 4 8s, the 0, which I usually see as source contained in the human body, the 0, was coming up in the 8 of Wands, because in the Sirian Starseed deck, there's a circle in the middle. So I was equating that source containment to that 8 of Wands, which is all about expressing passionate feelings, back and forth energy, heated exchange. But the 8s came up for a reason today. The 8 of Wands specifically in that card, but all of the 8s, because the 8 of Wands was equating today with 2 4s that came up for me. Today is the 4 of Wands, but a 4 of Swords also came up for me, which was about resting at home in an energetic exchange in meditation. So it's with going within. And 8 is all about strength, inner and outer strength. The 8 of Cups is also about going within. The 8 of Pentacles is about aligning with yourself. So it's another manifestation of going within. And then the 8 of Swords is prison. So what do we do when we're in prison? We've got nothing to do but time and go within. So the 8 is all about finding your calm and your strength and not needing to react about anything. When you're kept in prison and you're really angry initially, you eventually just have to let it go because you're stuck there, right? So that's the idea there, is not reacting, allowing yourself to deal with your own pain and to resolve it that way. Because it eventually always goes away, but not because we want to push it away, but because we go into it and allow it to come up and deal with it, to ground and integrate the lesson learned from it and let it go. So as I got into the read today, sunrise, sunset came up. Swiftly go the years, how time flies, speaking of prison. And then Lionsgate came up. And because the Sirian Starseed card for strength is not a lion but a tiger, I was wondering, well then how is the tiger connection relevant here? Since all these 8s are coming up and Lionsgate is in a few months. So that definitely came up here in the read because the strength card is in the crowning position for the read. Give me one quick second. Sorry about that. So as we get into the read today, it was done at 8:11. And again, 11 is all about justice, which is just truth and balance. The major arcana that came up for this read were just that strength card in that crowning position with a tiger on it, which I'll show you in a minute. But the card after the read, I actually ended up pulling 2 today because it was the sun and then the moon, or the solar deity and then Luna. They came out together, so I pulled 2 extra cards today. There was 1 sword, 4 wands, 2 pentacles, and 3 cups. The Queen of Cups came up, as well as the Knight of Cups. Those were the only court cards. And again, this is for the Divine Masculine. And all of the numbers came up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, except for the number 5. So So it's about reading the space between the words. None of them were doubled. They just all came up once, 1 through 10, except for the number 5, which is all about change and expansion. The coding line was all about relationship change. And the numbers that came up, some big ones today, were 7, 8, 10, 49, actually 492, 6, 8, 10, 505, 13, 15, 523, 46, and then the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those sequences. And then the 14, 23. And 14 is the temperance of the angels, and 23 is the King of Wands. So he's been coming up a lot lately. 13, 15. 13 is of the Death card, which came up today, and then 15 of the Devil, which is just the shadow side. And of every day, the things we have to deal with. 46 is the 6 of Cups. And then 5 and 23 again with the 5 of Change and the Hierophant, and the 23 of the King of Wands. So the message here, all about relationship change, had to do with the feminine within the masculine in their human containment, keeping that strong high vibration to get their wish as their high priestess embodiment with their psychic abilities. It can also be referencing the Emperor, the Hermit, the High Priestess all together. And the Queen of Cups also comes up here as representative of the Divine Feminine collective. Okay, that the Divine Feminine is in her power now. She's at pi. She is balanced, integrated between her masculine and feminine within. The message was to you that the feminine's coming up as good right now. She's in a really good position, in a sweet place, in a sweet position, in a saintly place. All of those kind of references were coming up for the feminine. Chariots of Fire, referencing to the Colosseum, and again that card of the lion or the tiger. High vibration, message received, in a happy place, the High Priestess or the Queen of Cups, Divine Feminine half, is now on easy street as far as the relationship change. Chariots and lions, tigers and bears, oh my, message received by Hermit, High Priestess, Queen of Cups, clear emotions, the Divine Feminine collective consciousness, for the night of the saint, or sweet night, or the sweet, the place of the night, like the Knights of the Round Table, the Knights of Templar, the chariots in the Colosseum. The feminine, you have it good now. That's what it's saying. You know, the masculines are still dealing with all this other heavy crap, but the Divine Feminine has done their work, and they've come into a really good place. So that was the message, a really nice message for the feminines. So, you know, you've been guiding the way in the 5D, and the masculine's guiding the way in the 3D. So it's as you come together, right, from the 5D. So you're at the, with the 4D bridge between you, you're at the 5D gate, he's at the 3D gate, you're working your way across the bridge, right, to meet, so that you resonate. So as we get into the read today for the masculine here, the number 37 also came up in the start of the underlying energy, which is the King of Cups, unconditional love. And the cards came up like this today, the 3 of Orbs on top of the 7 of Chalices. Okay, so this is the 3 of Orbs, but for me this doesn't read a lot like the typical 3 of Swords cards, although it is the 3 of Swords. And then the 7 of Chalices is also very different, about climbing the steps, the stairway to heaven, your synchronicities. Okay, heaven in their eyes. So that was the energy as we start the read. 3 orbs, the lower chakras showing up here, 3 out of 7 being shown, right? So the root, we're talking 7, not 12 right here. So it's the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus chakras being highlighted. Lightning strikes water. Drinking or not drinking, someone drying out. The Emperor sneaks off when Leo not looking, or being detained or distracted. Or an Emperor and Leo are separating. One takes off with the goods or intellectual property, or a Leo cheats Emperor or cheats due to multiple options or heaven in their eyes, so maybe they're distracted. Or synchronicities keep coming up in front of both of them, the Divine Masculine and the Karmic, causing Karmic to leave in a sneaky way, perhaps. Or while the Emperor stands strong, another runs away. Or Aries and Leo or Aries and Leo. So it can be at both of them or one or the other, Aries or Leo, suddenly realize they just got taken. So there could be a scam going on here or something that happened already. But don't seem to be heartbroken about it at all. Right? So it's not about anyone being, they're both upright. The energy's on that underlying card, but there's definitely a liar, cheater, thief energy around this. But they're both not affected by it. So it could be someone who ran away and they're happy about it. So truth out of love offered to a group or a third party. So it could be a group and family legacy, or third party and the third party with money. So truth is out about a love offered to this group or this third party. But it all has to do with finances, right? Family presently walking away and or within, in separation or heartbreak, taking the steps to heal a deception. Or divine masculine is walking away from a family legacy or an inheritance, walking away from what he's built, bridging gaps, standing on a landmine, ready to blow, but not at all affected, so it seems. Taking a break at the beach, under the boardwalk or bridge, or climbing to the top of a mountain, bridge, overpass, or boards to see the perspective from the top. The inner divine masculine today. Higher perspective and a higher love. And it was very interesting because when I went in to see what my inner child was doing today and what my inner divine masculine was doing today, I had trouble getting her to come in right away because she was being really still. And so before I've seen her like in the shadows, like in a dark place and not happy. And it was kind of like that. But then all of a sudden I see, oh, it's not that at all. She was sitting there posing while I couldn't see the masculine because the masculine was jumping all around the room getting her from different angles. So I would actually see through him looking down on her as she's posing as a statue for him. So she was being his muse as he gets her from all angles, right? Like studying that coin, like the Page of Pentacles. But here, when I saw his angle, it was from way above her, from the top, just like here. Someone's old man is thinking twice about what he did, possibly putting his 2 dogs above all his children, financially, and possibly could be a new wife as well. As we turn the page, it's 8:58, and 58 is that 4 of Swords, of rest, meditation, prayer, and just being in a quiet place. And there also could have been a father who's now moved into a rest home, and they're missing their dogs and small children that he took for granted at the time. Time to be present and go within. The first steps to healing for the masculines. The Knight of Cups reversed came up here, out showing signs of jealousy and sincerity as the sealed divine feminine rises, and the King of Pentacles reversed breaks up with a partner and loses money and status. So they may be feeling, jealousy issues or like that's not fair, but they don't realize that in the beginning when the feminines were crying for a year or two, they were going out and partying and having relationships, and hurting them. So it's kind of like the tables turned now. It was just 1322, all right? But I was just getting all is fair in love and war. So 13 is death, transformation of the 22 of the Fool, right? Taking that leap of faith with an open heart. The old bull and lion, Taurus and Leo, in another dimension, unable to touch the child or the divine feminine. Or an end of a cycle, or the bull and the lion, the masculine mess, the fall of the patriarchy. Calling in your soulmate is the underlying energy that came up for the masculine. And then paying attention to your guidance was important about this at 9:04. And 9 is the Hermit, and 4 is the Emperor. So making sure you're always staying connected. So when one is out being an Emperor, the other one is the Hermit, guiding them within the etheric realms. And 4 moons were coming up here. So 4 moons, 4 weeks in a month cycle, in the moon cycle. And then 4 moons would come out exactly from today at September 4th. Okay, because that would be 4 times 28 days. The full moon, and also the micro full moon in September came up here as well at 9:14. So 9:4 and 9:14. So you see the theme here with the 4s. And then when I looked up the eclipses on July 2nd, the eclipse on the East Coast, one of the times they came up, because they list the 5 times when the eclipse is starting, when the first place sees the first partial eclipse, when the first place sees the first full eclipse, the peak of the eclipse, and then down from that. But the time for the East Coast, for the last location to see the full eclipse, was 4:44:46. Okay, so 4:44:44 is just 2 minutes, 4 hours. I mean, 2 seconds away from 4444. 44444. So that was pretty cool that all those 4s came up right after I'd written down 914 and 94 and the 4 moons. The last location to see the full eclipse. Okay, eclipse of the heart is just now coming up. So let's see at the top about just to bring you up to date with the moons and the eclipses going on right now. So May 18th is the full moon. And then we have the June 3rd new moon. June 17th is the full moon. And then the July 2nd new moon, which is a total solar eclipse. In which I said that last full eclipse is seen at 4:44:46, which 44 is only 2 seconds away. And then the 31st is another new moon in July. So there's 2 new moons in July. I hope I wrote down the full moon in July, but it's in between, so around the 16th or 17th. The 16th to the 17th is the full moon in July, and then August 15th is the full moon, and then August 30th is the new moon, and then September is the full moon is the 14th, and then the new moon is September 28th. Okay, so that's to keep you up. So where was the other? I didn't write the other eclipse. I thought I had. Sorry about that. But we have the first eclipse, which is the total solar eclipse, new moon on July 2nd, which is an important date for me. So as we continue with the read at 9:24 we are, so it's a big theme around 4s here, and the time at the top of the page was 8:58, and 58's a 4, it's the 4 of Swords. Keeping quiet, or keeping others quiet, the King of Pentacles superhero, out in his red cape, hands-off policy, or may have arrived, this time, too late. A rescue attempt, possibly a fire, as 2 bulls chained up, unable to get loose of a bull or 2, or that a bull or 2 got loose from a tent, those needing rescue from bull or Taurus attack, chariots of fire, riots, out of control, chaos. May 18th is the full blue moon. Approaching while others are out drinking, the lobster finds a pearl, keeping their tail underwater, so a low profile. Could be a Cancer in need of rescue, a drunk driving accident, 2 bulls or Taurus being stubborn about whether to turn right or to turn left. Could be someone learning to drive as well here. Or wheat fields aflame, or bulls are hot and cold. So whenever I say bulls, it definitely reference Taurus as well. Could come up with Aries energy too. While lobster tunes it all out to find peace in the beauty, the details, the present moment. Someone may find an earring they lost, or someone found the perfect piece of jewelry to gift. While Divine Feminine is healing While the Divine Feminine is heating up, the Divine Masculine may be cooling off as they connect just at the right moment in the middle. And then change came up, which is the number 5 of expansion, change, freedom. Separation and heartbreak in loss of family and or big money, an inheritance, 2 overindulgences, gossip, and or a third-party lover. And this could be a parent's new wife lover as well. But the page turns at 9:39, and 39 is the Knight of Cups, who is reversed in this read. And there's a lot of reversed. I have to tell you, the only court cards that were upright in this read were the Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. That's it. All the other court cards were reversed. So that gives you an idea of what's going on here. So in that loss of big money or inheritance to overindulgence, gossip, or third-party lover, and it could just be family or family money, after sneakiness, half-truths, or a female lover coming clean about an affair while she was not working, or he was overworking, or they as a couple are just no longer working, big loss of money or work in a lie, split or need for clarity for the masculine. There may have been a theft or scam via a lover recently that cost him family legacy, and or a lot of money. He could have been overworking, burning the midnight oil to escape a relationship, not home so he wouldn't have to make up excuses or lie. Or on purpose so his partner would do something to end the relationship so he wouldn't be the heavy, or he lost a job or business went under due to someone not on the up and up. Someone may have reunited just to get the money and then run, so take the money and run, and breakup of partners due to lies, walking away in a separation, finding peace in the moment when getting time alone at night, connecting with soulmate or twin angel within. So recently for the masculine is the wounded warrior coming up. So that was the recent past, the Nine of Flames. The wounded warrior, hermit at home, shedding light on awakening or a new idea. Illumination about synchronicities and separations. And untruth, just a call to go within. That separation is. It was just 2121, and that's about completion in the world. Coming full circle, right? Completing the cycle. So separation is really just a call to go within and reconnect with your higher self and to not give up. So the foundation here is that Eight of Wands that I was talking about, or the Eight of Flames, right? That circle, like the zero. Source contained by a human, which is feeling very passionate and hot right now. So expressing feelings of passion and or a heated exchange, or a lot of back and forth movement, stuck in emotions without peace, regarding a third party, gossip, or overindulgence. The King of Swords reversed is not in his truth. Negative self-talk, internal dialogue, or standing up for self but being defensive about it. Could be biting in their being triggered, or silent treatment if they're pissed, or just plain being mean or impatient in fending off others' attacks, or just physical energetic attacks and are just stressing him out. So there's too much energy back and forth here, or a flurry of gossip. Centrally is surrender. Okay, so Two of Crystals in this deck is definitely a surrender energy, okay? He's giving the choice up to God, basically. Too much energy back and forth in this flurry of gossip, but centrally to surrender, praying or meditating on his burdens, presently dumping emotional attachments to narcissistic person, marriage, business, or tendencies of tunnel vision, hang-ups, and challenged by a Queen of Cups in need of attention or good news, unable to move or travel, or that they received bad news about a trip that was canceled, or just feeling like a failure, and that was at 10-4, so message received. This Queen of Cups feeling like a failure in a bold move that didn't work. Now this Queen of Cups could be a divine feminine, but I was definitely getting it could be a mother, but it could be a karmic as well. She's coming up reversed, and after the end of the read, I pulled a couple extra cards, and the King and Queen of Cups were both reversed, and I was getting it like someone's parents, either the masculine's parents or the karmic's parents were reversed. And I don't feel like it was their separation. They were just upset about the separation that was going on, and that was more like between fire energies, like so the King and Queen of Wands, but the King of Wands was coming up as the Page of Wands reversed next to that with this divorce, you know, so this is just the energies going on. Everybody was kind of reversed, like I said, except for the Queen of Pentacles and the two pages. There's an angel or Sagittarius offering a new life or a big financial opportunity. The King of Swords broken down or in chaos as the Empress without success or taking a break from attention of the journey to keep energy high. So no matter who this relates to, the Queen of Cups definitely came up reversed in the energy here. The King of Swords could be Sagittarius, Taurus, and a Queen of Cups could definitely be Cancer, and Leo comes up as well. The King of Swords and Empress Mother or karmic partner may offer the Divine Feminine something financial or a business partnership, but not but not to give her the money, but to actually, because they're struggling and they kind of want to bring her in to infuse money into their failed business. So beware, divine feminines. Or divine masculine and divine feminine want to start a new life or a new business together, but the Queen of Cups is the obstacle here and causing chaos between them, whether it's a karmic or the mother, whatever it is. Leo or Sagittarius or Taurus hung up on Angel with promise of the King of Swords and the Empress. What did I mean to write? The King of Swords and the Empress come up here performing together in high vibration at night. So that's definitely coming up as the divine masculine, divine feminine. But it's at night, so it's that 5D connection that you always have. There is definitely some energy of, just a karmic energy trying to get it in the way between the divine masculine and divine feminine, wherever it is, whether it's in just a nightly connection or in a physical connection. And then as soon as this came up about the King of Swords and the Empress performing together in a high vibration at night, or then I was getting by the light of the slivery moon again. Not the sun, but the moon. I want to spoon in the month of June. Okay, and it was like May, not May, but June. I'm not getting it right. But anyway, by the light of the slivery moon, I want to spoon in the month of June. So that was coming up again. This King of Swords and Empress can be a divine masculine, divine feminine, but it also can definitely be a masculine and his mother that came up several times in this read. Now crowning, and plus yesterday was Mother's Day. Now crowning triumph and or truth in knowing the truth for the masculine about deception that went on without having known the facts. He just knew because he's connecting with himself. Or one, he knows that someone was pretending not to know, with the tiger's eye on the prize, someone who's ferocious and hungry, ready to devour with tunnel vision, blinders on in order to stay the course or stay on track. Truth of deception about the twins, difficult children or negative past returning to haunt him. Presently clear, the masculine, with new information about a lie or a split. Focusing on getting wish to be free. This was that Queen of Cups, by the way. The Sage of Chalices. And then the crowning card is that strength card of this lion, right? With the blinders on. But focusing on now getting his wish to be free in order to leap and take that leap of faith, to offer love or receive love, and walk away from an unhappy family as the King of Cups and Queen of Swords reflection, keeping his vibe high in order to help raise her up at night and block the dark Empress from having access to her and her twisted idea of romance. So someone obviously is trying to get in the way of the masculine, and he's aware of this. It's either a mother, or it could be a sister as well, or a karmic partner. But here it's coming up as a King of Cups with the Queen of Swords. Reflection. I just want to see where that was, because yeah, I mean, it's possible that there's a second King of Cups and Queen of Swords, because there's definitely a King and Queen of Swords like parents couple that were both reversed after the end of the read. But like I said, all the court cards came up reversed, so they're probably reversed because all the cups and swords were definitely reversed. I'll go over those in a minute. But I'm getting the King of Cups here reflecting a King of Swords. So it potentially could be the masculine and the feminine as a King of Cups and a Queen of Swords both reversed. But it also could be the masculine's father, the King of Cups, actually sympathizing with the divine feminine. Like he may actually be like softening to her, as opposed to maybe the mother not, or it could not be that situation at all. But keeping the masculine, keeping his high vibration to help raise the divine feminine's up at night and block the Dark Empress from having access to her and whoever this is, her twisted idea of romance between them. It could be a current partner, it could be somebody new trying to come in, right? Or it could be a sister who he's very close with. But soon there's balance in sharing Destin's secret, or High Priestess, or his own psychic abilities. With the Six of Crystals, that was confirmation of his psychic abilities. Letting go to fix things with one rejection or over an emotional child, or the Divine Masculine's inner child is humbling himself to come together and share or restore the balance to the High Priestess relationship and or equitable distribution in ending a partnership. He is in prison of loss of power, money, and independence, as he's seeing himself in the Ten of Flames. Okay, so this is that large burden, or letting go of it at the time. But he's being shown as in prison on this card, which means it's still upright. He's still carrying that burden of loss of power, money, and independence in an injustice and or divorce, following one flame to the little bit of light that he can see in climbing out of the dungeon, which could be possibly living in someone's basement, whether it's his mom's or a friend, or even his own basement at home if they're no longer together. And then 1029, 29 is that Three of Wands, being present. Okay, so possibly living in the basement and being present to that, learning to appreciate what you do have when you have it, or refusing to dump their burdens, the masculine. So divine came in, divine timing pushed him over to force him to drop them now. There's a retreat here to go within for the Romance Angels cards, as well as let your friends help very soon, and finances and career are affecting your love life. Around the Divine Masculine, or how he is seen, is that Four of Cups or chalices in this deck. Okay? But we're not wishing or hoping. This is about grounding and integrating, and boredom, and being an island unto thyself amidst turbulent emotional waters. So a lot of crap going on around him, could be very chaotic, and nowhere to look but up, which may be a good thing. No longer willing to settle when starting over in love, without family support, healing on his own, shining his light, at least at night. The masculine needs to clear the blocks about the Knight of Cups, about the romantic guy who offers love, who actually has emotions and shows them. He's afraid of that tidal wave coming out. A tidal wave of emotions, and scared to get trapped in the green room, which is that circle in the wave for surfers, right? The Queen of Pentacles and King of Wands reversed. She was upright, he was reversed. Him not seeing the light in the intensity of the next full moon. So he's afraid of him not having control as the full moon approaches, of his emotions coming out. And he's always been under control, so he's not used to showing his emotions, so he's afraid if he starts now, what's going to happen at the full moons? He may not be able to control the intensity of what comes out. The Queen of Swords is reversed, overwhelmed by the dark. Karmic false light may be deliberating a scheme, all right? So he may be just fearing this, but it's about clearing any blocks around a Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups was coming up reversed in this read at the beginning as well. And it could have turned around at this point, because this is just what he needs to clear. But he may need to clear jealousy and patterns of being insincere in order to keep the peace. Okay? But also jealousy is just the weakness of not offering love, not opening your heart. So there's a relationship change here, but even more so, spiritual partnership and leadership for the masculine. White lace and promises. A kiss for luck and we're on our way. We've only just begun. Okay, so this is that Karen Carpenter singing this. Sharing horizons that are new to us. Watching the signs along the way. And I didn't write down the whole song, but this is some of the verses. Talking it over, just the two of us, working together day to day, together. And when the evening comes, we smile. So much of life ahead. We'll find a place where there's room to grow. And yes, we've just begun. And Spirit's connecting with me, major. Okay. So then, when I was looking that up to look up the lyrics, I decided to put the code line in because I didn't feel the need to do that today. But I did just to see what the top entry would be. And it came up, it's the 10 dual commandments and flashcards from Quizlet. And it was in parentheses woo, so I don't know if that's the person who wrote the song or the musical. But it's from the musical Hamilton, which is fairly new. It came out in 2015 about Alexander Hamilton. Well, the 10, and I didn't write the complete definitions of each 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But this is the gist of it. The 10 dual, like that? The 10 dual commandments. And dual was not in the code line. So it was just really random that this came up. It was pretty cool. Number 1. So this is the rules of how you do a duel. 1 is the challenge. Demand satisfaction. If the other person apologizes, then no further action is needed. Number 2, if they don't, grab a friend who is your second or your lieutenant. When there's a reckoning to be reckoned. Number 3, have your seconds, that person, your friend who's going to help you, meet face to face to negotiate peace, or if not, a time and a place. Number 4, if no peace, time for pistols and a doctor on site. Pay the doctor in advance and have him turn around for deniability at the time, so he can always be on your side. Number 5, duel before the sun is in the sky. Pick a place to die where it's high and dry. Number 6, leave a note for your next of kin. Tell them where you've been. Pray that he will, or heaven lets you in. And then number 7 is confess your sins, ready for the moment of adrenaline when you finally face your opponent. Number 8 is your last chance to negotiate. Send in your seconds, your friend, to see if they can set the record straight. And then I got a connection right there from my twin at 10:52. And then number 9 was look him in the eye, aim no higher, summon all the courage you require. And what are we talking about today? The Major Arcana is all about the Strength card, as my light just flickered for you. All the courage you require, summon all that courage, and then count 1 through 9, and then 10 paces. Fire, right? So it was very in line with what we were talking about today. That masculine chaos around him, the fires, and the forces that be, and the fall of the patriarchy. So as we turn the page, it's 10:55, which is the Ace of Swords, the truth. And I bring up all the positions of the signs here. Sagittarius was reversed, Aries upright. If I say upright and reversed, it's either 2 people or 1 person reflecting both energies. But today it's probably 1 or 2 people who are both reflecting both, because all the court cards came up negative except for the Queen of Pentacles of adults. The Emperor was also upright, but the Empress was not. All of the court cards were reversed except for the Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor. They were the only ones upright. The kids that were upright were the Page of Pentacles and Page of Swords, but that was it. The Knights weren't even on the board except for the Knight of Cups, who was reversed. So there's no action here as far as the Knights. Sagittarius reversed, Aries upright, Cancer upright and reversed, Pisces upright, Libra upright and reversed, Aquarius upright and reversed, Gemini upright, Taurus upright, Virgo upright, Leo upright. Which is very interesting they were upright because most of the court cards were reversed. So you know who's upright, and that was only the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles. So they could definitely represent the energies of those upright energies. Sagittarius was reversed, so that's coming up for all the fire signs, or the King of Wands. Let's see, Cancer and Libra had reversed energies as well as Aquarius. So it's kind of funny because they're all the court cards are reversed, except there's a lot of positive energies going on here to raise them back up. And remember that the court cards that came out in the beginning of the read for the major part of the deck are just the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups reversed. And the Knight of Cups reversed was coming out as the King of Wands reversed, okay? So that's definitely divine masculine energy. And that Queen of Cups could definitely be his mother. or someone else. So as we turn the page, illusions of the karmic and the divine masculine, who are all business and no love. New passionate romance for sovereign hermit sheds light on lovers within the hermit. The divine feminine recovery in a practical way, saving and reaping for when lovers are together with their third energy. And I want to show you this, the last card. So the final card for the read was the Ace of Flames, but I told you I pulled two more because it was the sun and the moon, the solar deity and the Luna, because the sun and the moon came out together. But look at the three of these together. All right? This is the third energy causing an explosion at nighttime, all right? So look at that. It's like bringing the sun out at night because it's such a huge explosion from this energy, okay, propelling it. So that was kind of cool coming out together. But as the divine feminine recovering in a practical way and saving and reaping for when lovers are together with their third energy, extending an olive branch impatiently, the karmic partner or mother trying to block this romance from happening. Impatient Leo and or Sag Cancer. So it could be Leo, Cancer, Sag Cancer, or any combination of those. The divine masculine sheds light on affection for the divine feminine and or a child, and some for mother and daughter romances, right? Because it was Mother's Day yesterday, so it's kind of that lingering energy of that mother-daughter connection. Lovers take off with a blast to the moon and back. And then I was getting to the moon, you know, from the honeymooners. That was Alice and Ralph Cramden and their friend Ed Norton. And what did the 10 dual rules say? To call in your second, which was Ralph's second was Ed. Always get, you know, a buffer there to deal with the relationship. So the honeymooners came up there into the moon. And then right away came up Frank Sinatra singing Day and Night. Night and day, you are the one, only you beneath the moon or under the sun. Whether near to me or far, it's no matter, baby, where you are. I think of you, day and night and day. Why is it so that this longing for you follows wherever I go? And Spirit's connecting with me the whole time. In the roaring traffic boom, silence of my lonely room, I think of you, day and night. Okay, and it goes on if you want to read all the verses. Okay. But right at that time when I stopped, it was 11:11. The Hierophant, or refusing to work, or a Taurus stubbornly refusing to give up, or refusing to work, this Hierophant energy. Uninspired, possibly Page of Wands, masculine, reversed. Queen of Wands, reversed, not getting along at work. Separation, news gets out, possibly by a child or children, like spreading the word via mouth because they can't keep a secret, or a student or opportunity, tops it all off. The Queen of Cups reversed, sitting in uncomfortable emotions of unhappy family, opposing the King of Cups reversed, hoping their kids will learn from their mistakes. An opportunity here for all to learn something. So whether it's them hoping their kids will learn something, or the people who are splitting up, it's their parents. Not happy about the situation, but at least hoping the grandkids will learn something from their parents, okay? Separation in a marriage or work between Leo, Cancer, Taurus, Sagittarius, Virgo, possibly 1 to 3 kids involved. Giving up on a job or family business. And those signs are sun, moons, and rising. So whatever it is, if it's all moons, it's all moons. Separation and synchronicities, expressing feelings. Confessions, grounding and integrating. The wounded warriors surrender. The Queen of Cups is the challenge, settling out with the Knight of Cups, with the eye on the prize, day and night. Exposure and impatience, which is explosive here. Separation and syncs and 7 steps. The wounded warrior expressing feelings of surrender to ego or to Leo or Sag, challenged by the Queen of Cups, possibly a mother, while living in her basement to pay back or settle out with her or a business or a divorce payout for new passion, impatiently exposed, explosion at night, impatient romance with lover, grounding and integrating a tidal wave of emotions between twins and a new passionate relationship change, spiritual past or spiritual partnership and leadership, which are even more so and change. And as I turn the page here, is 1136. 36 is that 10 of Wands that now is being forced to drop. The masculine can no longer carry that burden. 11 is justice. 36 is the confession or divine timing knocking him over so that he has to drop his burdens. Okay? So that was the read. Like I said, it was just the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. And the Queen of Cups can be several different situations, because the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups can definitely be the divine masculine, divine feminine. But it also can relate, and it can be both in the same read for you. The Queen of Cups could also definitely be a mother, sister, or karmic that's trying to get in the way. Okay? Because she was coming up reversed. The Queen of Pentacles was coming up upright. And she was coming, the Queen of Pentacles came up upright with the King of Wands reversed. So I was definitely getting it as definitely a feminine, although it can relate to others as well. So I'm going to show you the read. And then I am going to do oracle cards for you guys today. Okay, so that's the basic read, and then we have the full read here. I didn't have any cards drop out in the shuffle today. What time is it? Alright, so I'm going to do the oracle cards separately, but make sure you drink your water, get your rest, and make yourself happy. That's an order. Rise and be loved. Bye.